The Miami Heat wrapped up their California Classic Summer League slate with a solid 2-1 record, thanks in part to strong showings from Kel'el Ware, Powell Larson, and Kira Lewis Jr., while familiar names made an impact. All eyes were on the franchise's newest addition, Kasparas Giannis, and the results have been mixed at best. Taken 20th overall in the 2025 NBA draft, Giannis has yet to find his footing. Through 3 games, he's totaled just 12 points, 6 assists, and 12 turnovers while shooting a dismal 1 for 15 from the field. The 19-year-old arrived with considerable hype after a standout season at Illinois, where he averaged 15.0 points, 5.7 rebounds, and 4.7 assists in 33 games. Heralded for his creativity and shot-making, Giannis was expected to provide an immediate spark, but so far, his play has raised more questions than confidence. Still, it's far too early to panic. Kasparas Giannis has plenty of time to turn it around. Plenty of now-established stars, Jalen Brunson, Trae Young, Alex Sarr, all struggled during their summer league debuts. The 11-day stretch isn't about perfection but growth. And for Giannis, he'll get another shot in Las Vegas, where Miami will play for more games. Beyond individual performance, the Heat's larger picture is coming into focus. After losing Duncan Robinson, Miami added Norman Powell in free agency, shoring up its starting unit. But it's the bench where things get interesting. The Heat are banking on youth development, a group headlined by Jamie Jaquez Jr., Simone Fontecchio, and Powell Larson. That's where Giannis could carve out a role, especially if Miami makes one more move to reshape the back end of the rotation. But for now, he hasn't shown enough to crack Eric Spoelstra's future game plan. Giannis has time. 4 more games, to be exact, to turn things around and remind the league why he was once projected to be a lottery talent. And if things click, the Heat could be on their way to back-to-back Summer League titles, and Giannis could be right at the center of it. Norman Powell is still on a high from being traded to the Miami Heat earlier this month. He's called it the perfect fit because of the organization, and he gets to play where his favorite player starred for 16 seasons. Powell said Heat legend Dwayne Wade was a big reason for his excitement about the move. "It's amazing," Powell said in a Zoom call with local reporters. "It's still crazy to me. I actually saw him when I was in Europe. I got to talk to him a little bit." Powell said Wade and Hall of Famer Kobe Bryant were his 2 biggest influences while growing up. He has similar tendencies to Wade. Both played much bigger than their 6'3" frame. The Heat are hoping Powell becomes the 3rd scorer needed to compete in today's game. Last year, Powell averaged 21.8 points for the Los Angeles Clippers. Having a guy that you've modeled your game after, playing style, being able to attack, being 6'3", Powell said. "I've talked about it on podcasts and interviews before how I've taken the mentality of Kobe and just the approach of sacrificing and putting an hour less amount of time on your game and your craft and taking the skill set of D. Wade and putting my own twist to it." Norman Powell called it a childhood dream to play for the Heat during an introductory news conference conducted via Zoom on Wednesday, writes Barry Jackson of the Miami Herald. That dream was realized on Monday when the Clippers agreed to send Powell to Miami as part of a 3-team trade that also included Utah. Powell wasn't exactly expecting to be dealt after a career-best season, but it wasn't a complete surprise. "I didn't know what to think at first," he said. "It has been a crazy last couple of weeks, from talking to Clippers general manager Lawrence Frank at my exit meeting and what they were telling me. It was something I knew was a possibility, from them communicating teams were interested, inquiring about me. But it was made to seem like it wasn't a high possibility of it happening and they valued me and wanted me to be a Clipper, and we were going to figure out extension talks." Powell's love for the Heat comes from being a fan of Dwayne Wade while growing up. He believes he has the work ethic to fit right into Heat culture and said he can provide scoring punch in whatever role he's given. "I see myself as a plug-and-play," Powell said. "I see myself as a key guy, a 1-2 option that can help carry a team to win. I've always seen myself as a go-to guy that can help carry a team, help a team win. I don't have a big ego of I have to be the main guy. I want to win." There's more from Miami. Powell should help the Heat improve their clutch shooting, which cost them several games last season, Jackson states in a separate piece. Miami posted the league's worst record in close games after January 1st and ranked in the bottom two for shot-making in clutch situations throughout the entire season. Jackson notes that Powell was 12th in the league in clutch three-point shooting among players with at least 10 attempts, going 7 of 14. The trade won't have an immediate effect on the Heat's cap space beyond next season, Jackson adds. Powell has a $20.5 million expiring contract, while Kevin Love also had an expiring deal and Kyle Anderson's $9.4 million salary for 2026 to 27 was non-guaranteed. Powell represents a clear upgrade from Duncan Robinson, who was sent to Detroit in a sign-and-trade deal, contends Ira Winderman of the Sun-Sentinel. Winderman views Powell as a more complete offensive threat than Robinson, who is primarily an outside shooter. He adds that it would have cost close to $20 million per season to keep Robinson, so there's not much salary difference in acquiring Powell. The Miami Heat's recent acquisition of guard Norman Powell arguably makes forward Andrew Wiggins more dispensable in the sense that Powell may be the superior offensive player of the two, and is on a cheaper contract as well. Wiggins also struggled during Miami's short time in the 2025 NBA playoffs. Against the Cleveland Cavaliers, he averaged just 11.5 points per contest on 37.2% shooting from the field, and the Heat got swept in that first-round series. With Wiggins' future with the Heat in question as the offseason continues, 5 Reasons Sports' Greg Sylvander has linked the Milwaukee Bucks as possible suitors for him. Milwaukee may be another suitor for Andrew Wiggins, Sylvander wrote via Discord. It's of note that 5 Reasons Sports' Ethan J. Skolnick reported not long ago that the Heat and Bucks engaged in talks that came close to something prior to the 2025 NBA draft, and based on the context he provided, it seemed as if Wiggins was involved in the trade talks in question. Wiggins has already played for 3 NBA teams, and time will tell if he ends up changing uniforms again before the upcoming season. This summer, he has had to deal with the uncertainty that comes with being involved in trade chatter in the NBA. The Bucks need to build a strong supporting cast around star forward Giannis Antetokounmpo, so it's easy to see why they would be interested in taking a flyer on Wiggins. While the Bucks did sign big man Miles Turner in free agency, they also waived star guard Damian Lillard to make room for him. Wiggins would give Milwaukee a solid trio alongside Antetokounmpo and Turner, assuming neither of the two would get moved in a trade for Wiggins, and could help the Bucks stay competitive in the Eastern Conference, at least in the here and now. Considering Wiggins has been linked to the Bucks on more than one occasion lately, perhaps he will get moved to Milwaukee soon and join forces with one of the more dominant players the NBA has ever seen.